Let's look at unpaid content for a second. Sometimes these fake accounts are pulled down, but the fake story takes the false claims of widespread voter fraud, for example, generated by these accounts have spread thousands of times, often picked up by legitimate news accounts. What do you do to flag that? What do you sense is your responsibility? And before any of you answer, let me just note this, that if we're asking is, are we still in this situation? As of just a short time ago, and I'm talking about when this meeting started, on Twitter, if you clicked on the hashtag NYC terrorist attack, which is, quote, trending, marked with a red button saying, quote, live, the top tweet links to an Infowars story with the headline, Imam, I warned de Blasio about New York City terror. He was too busy bashing Trump. This is a real-time example of when we talk about this information being weaponized. How quickly can you act, and what's your responsibility to set the record straight so that the people who saw this know that it's fake news, and at least at some point in time it can't keep spreading like some sort of virus through the legitimate world?
That's something we're thinking about all the time, because it's a bad user experience, and we don't want to be known as a platform for that. In your example, for instance, the system self-corrected. That shouldn't be the first tweet you see anymore. It should be a USA article. The last time I checked,
but you saw this.
USA Today at lunch. I did, yeah, and I also saw the system correct it.
Can you give me a really good guess on how long it was top?
We can follow up with you and your staff on that, and I don't have the stat in front of me, so I don't know. But we're, like we said earlier, trying to balance, free speech with making the information you see on the system, especially around trends that we direct you to. So if you're clicking on a hashtag, we want to make sure you're seeing verified accounts and accurate information and reporting. Sometimes it doesn't work as we intended. We learn from the
question of safety and security. Thousands. I would add very quickly, I think the ultimate answer here is improved artificial intelligence, machine learning, and algorithm to deal with this at scale.
Okay. Brings me to my last point, and this is so difficult, and I'm really glad I'm not sitting in your seat. All of you have used the term fake news. It's been used pervasively in this hearing. And we all recognize that fake news is in the eye of the beholder many times. There are some things that are reported that are demonstrably untrue. But the vast majority of it is some spectrum there of opinion and reality. And I'll use Mr. Quigley's example. He said, for example, and as I best recall, Amon warns de Blasio, he ignored it because he was too busy criticizing Trump. Well, there's an element of both in there. Perhaps Amon did warn de Blasio. We don't know that yet. And whether he was too busy criticizing Trump to some degree is a matter of opinion. Now, to my friend Mr. Quigley, and I don't mean this as a criticism, I mean to him, that's fake news. Someone else read that, and they see legitimate critique in there. How in the world do you intend to identify fake news without weaponizing this in the political realm? Because, as I said, there is an enormous degree of opinion included in almost every bit of that. And if you're viewed as being political in this, and it's my fear that you will be, regardless of what you do, if you're viewed as being political, then it's not monitoring fake news, it's weaponizing it and it's editorializing it. And the best example of that is simply the fact-checking. Fact-checking is as opinionated many times as anything else that we see. And I've got 24 seconds. You can't answer that, so I'm going to express my fear of it. But if you have a very quick response, I'd be interested in what that might be. I don't blame you for remaining silent. You understand, though, why we're concerned about that and the challenge, and we want to help you on that. But we live in a political world already. I hope we make it less political than more so. I yield back, Mr. Chairman.
Chairman yields back. Mr. Swalwell, 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Can each of you assure the American people that you have fully searched your platforms and disclosed to this committee every Russian effort to influence the 2016 election?